Well, I am. These are the parting words that I left with the team, is that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the fight of this team. We could have easily caved in, but we fought for 40 minutes, and that was a tremendous comeback in the second half. You know, I think about like the sparks of greatness that we have. If we can string that together for 40 minutes, we will be a dangerous team. So just extremely proud of our effort in the second half.
Maya, being a senior leader on this team, you were kind of tasked with rallying the troops, so to speak. How do you do that when the game gets out of hand in the first quarter like that? How do you keep them engaged?
Just staying together, our energy, just making sure that just never give up. Like, we fought really hard in the third quarter, and that shows the greatness in our team. And if we continue to do that, we're going to be a force to reckon with for sure.
To your credit, the team did close that gap, and you could hear it in Shar. I don't know if you could, like, so locked into the game, but it was loud in there, and like the energy was off the charts. How good does that feel to play through in this kind of environment?
It was really good. We need that energy from the start of the jump ball to the end of the buzzer. It felt really good. It gives us energy and we feed off of it.
When you came into the game at one point in the second quarter, you immediately got a basket, then a block, and then a rebound. Was that self-initiated, or did coach tell you to go in there and make a play?
Just reactions, yeah.
Nice.
Any questions for Coach?
Yeah, for coach. You guys had a really good second quarter, and then, like you said, from there on, you fought the rest of the game to close the gap. Where was that, or rather, what did you talk about at the end of the first quarter to try and jumpstart the offense and the defense?
We talked about our zone defense. We felt like we could stifle them and defensively and make them stagnant with our zone defense. And we talked about the adjustments that we needed to make versus the overload in the zone.
Down 18 going into the break, what was talked about in the halftime locker room to get you guys as close as you did to keep composure?
The defensive adjustments that we needed to make in the zone. You know, they were doing an overload and shifting the zone to match up with that overload. We talked about being confident and shooting open shots because I felt like we passed up a lot of open shots in the first half.
I'll ask you the same thing, Coach. With it being Princess Day, there's a lot of buzz throughout the whole game. How good did it feel to play in that kind of environment?
It felt really good. It's kind of like what Maya said. Like, once we started to come back and get in the game, that's where the energy ramped up. But it's easy to have energy and to be excited when things are going well. But it's like when things are not going well, that's when we really need the energy and the momentum from the fans.
And then looking ahead, what are you looking to build off this game moving forward?
Well, we take the good things that we did, the things that we did well, we encapsulate that, and we make that our identity.
Thank you.
So I actually have a couple of non-gamer related questions. For the Pendulum, we're going to be doing a feature piece on you guys for Black History Month coming up. So I just have a couple questions about basically if you could just give like a statement about either of you, obviously like what Black History Month means to you and why it's so important, obviously, to celebrate that.
Well, it's important to celebrate it because when I think back to my time in high school, junior high school, when you learned about American history, most of everything that you learned about Black history was slavery. But our identity extends far beyond slavery, and the contributions that we've made to this country extend far beyond slavery. So it's important to realize that Black history is American history, and for them to learn about the contributions that we've made to this country to make it the great country that it is.
And then, I mean, specifically in athletics, why do you think it's important for you guys as, female athletes, women of color, to celebrate that as well?
Well, if you look at the history of just African American coaches at the Division I level, there were not very many. When I was in high school, I think there may have been one, Vivian Stringer, and representation matters. It is something to look up to, it's something to aspire to when you see someone that looks like you in those positions of power.
How are you guys as a team looking to spend the next month and just celebrate that with all you guys?
Well, we have them do research on people that they feel like have been influential in terms of Black history. We study those people, we share about those people amongst each other, and then we have our Black history shirts where we put the name of each person that they choose.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then have you guys, I mean, either of you can go into this, any hardships that you guys have faced, any, struggles that you guys are looking to, talk about and overcome?
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the fortunate part for me is that I was raised in a family where everybody was a human being at the end of the day. So, I was taught, just to embrace and love everybody. Unfortunately, racism does exist in our country, and it exists both ways, honestly. For myself, first time that I experienced racism was when I was called the N-word. And so you have to be strong in your identity and know who you are. It's not who people call you, but it's what you answer to. And so in those ugly moments of hatred, you have to turn it into power. And what I did was I wrote a song, and it's actually probably on YouTube. Yeah, a really cool song that came from that ugly moment. You can turn it into something beautiful and continue to be a light in the earth.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you would say you used, obviously, that song as well as basketball and other sports to kind of get through that?
Well, the thing that got me through it was the Elon University. When I shared that experience with President Lambert, they immediately had a meeting with a room full of people on the administrative side asking, what can we do to help you overcome this trauma? So I love the bond that we have here at Elon. It's a family and we care about each other's well-being. So that's how I got through that, is through my Elon family, through people who don't look like me.
That's awesome. And then same to you, how are you looking to celebrate the upcoming month with your team, and what are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to it. In Black History Month, we learn a lot. Even when we don't know, we try to share facts pretty much every day in practice during February, so that's fun. And it just reminds us that, yes, we're unified now, but we can't forget what we went through and who sacrificed to get us here where we are today.
And then have you personally gone through any similar struggles, like yourself in your personal life, in athletics, and how do you get through that?
I can't pinpoint a scenario right now, but I will say during George Floyd, I really did have a hard time because my brothers are Black, so every day I'm just worried about them. So that's not really something you want to be worried about as a sister, but it's real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, I think that's everything.
Awesome. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.